What's going on YouTube? And welcome to this video. In this video, we'll be answering a couple of questions we've received from one of our previous videos where we spoke about WGU and our journey. We'll answer some of the questions that's been in the comments section. And so let's just get into it. I don't want to waste a lot of time. So the first question that I'd like to answer, do you listen to lectures or are the classes comprised of just reading? Now, attending WGU, a lot of the classes are just reading or video content, reading the Zai books, things of that nature. They do have a lot of supplementary content as well, but there are no standard lectures that you have to go to, say like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or a Tuesday, Thursday for an hour and a half or 50 minutes or anything like that. It's very, very self-paced and structured in a way to where you have to not procrastinate and do your work. Like no one's gonna hold your hand. Another question we got: do you have textbooks, or does WGU provide course materials and other formats? Now, we do have course material textbooks, and most of these textbooks are basically like in the Zybook form, where it's um, what's the best way to describe it? It's not a full-fledged textbook, but it's comprised of textbooks references as well as like supplementary videos, whether that's like Udemy courses. Uh, I don't think I've seen any YouTube courses. Uh, Definitely had some LinkedIn courses, things of that nature to supplement the learning. But one of the things that I did when I was in school was definitely check out YouTube for concepts that I did concepts that I did not dive into deeply or did felt like that I didn't have an adequate understanding. So that next question would be, is there actual instruction or teaching, or do you simply read assignments and teach yourself? This is what I was just stating on in that last question. So a lot of the course is self-learning. Now, you do have mentor and instructors that you can reach out to if you have questions, but for the most part, it's a self-paced learning experience. Now, there's so much content out there, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, Udemy, all of these various online courses and resources that you can refer to, that the structure is actually fine if you have like WGU will make you grow up. And what I mean is there will not be a professor holding your hand to ensure that you're doing your assignments. Now you will receive calls from your mentor because that's their job and they want to retain you, retention numbers and all this. You will receive calls from your mentor saying, "Hey, you haven't logged in X amount of time or you're not doing this or doing that." But that is definitely a thing. But yes, the majority of the content is in the Zybook form. And just because it's a Zybook course book does not mean that it's not enough content because outside of that, there are still the courses are still structured in a way to where you have different sections and things of that nature, and there is a lot of reading. Like you do reference the school's library and other reference material and books of that nature. Is WGU's computer science degree well rounded? Is the depth and breadth of the program strong, or is it lacking in any areas? Now, for me, I believe that the computer science program was actually well rounded. And I say that because originally I started school multiple times. I went to Alabama A&M for computer science many, many years ago. That was an on campus experience. I stayed in the dorm, everything. I also went to UMUC, which is now UMGC, the University of Maryland Global Campus. I went to their online program, and and it would structure differently than how WGU's is, where you can it's basically like a semester type ordeal where you can take 4, 5, 6 credit out courses and have your full load for the semester, whereas WGU allows you to pick up as many classes as you are comfortably able to handle at the time. Now, in my experience, spending time in certain courses, which I'll definitely come out with another video after this about the various courses in a degree program, but a lot of the courses, if you take your time, say especially things like computer architecture class, in that class, I learned to read and write in binary, to read and write in assembly. Like, I actually took the time to dive deep into these subjects instead of trying to power through and complete my degree in 6 months. So, your learning experience is definitely going to be tailored to how much you actually put into it. And then there is also so much supplementary content out here in the world where if you take your syllabus and you go through your course, you can always find supplementary references for any question that you may have. Now, how difficult are the discrete math classes? And what should students expect from discrete mathematics 1 and 2? Okay, so I took discrete math the first time at UMGC, and so I was able to transfer that class over. Or I may have taken it, but it's been so long that the class has aged out, and I may have taken it Discrete Math 1 at sophia.org. I can't remember which one. I can check my transcript later to find out. However, Discrete Math 2, Discrete Math 1, you definitely want to spend some time and understand the fundamentals. But Discrete Math 2, if you skip through Discrete Math 1 and you don't take your time to understand, discrete math, for one, is a very, very large field. There are so many different, what's the word? Specializations within discrete math. So there are so many points and content to go over. The discrete math 2 class was definitely, I would say, is one of the hardest classes that I took. Now, from actual start to finish, like when I actually focused on the class to finish, it may have taken me 2 or 3 weeks, but I also registered for the class and held it for a very long time before I actually went and did the class. And I held it for one of my last classes because I felt like discrete math 2 and the things that you learn there are some of the things that you need, or some of the classes, coursework, and experience that you'll need when you're trying to go and apply for jobs. Like discrete math 2 problems will come up when you're interviewing. And so I kind of saved it toward the end of my degree. And then there's a lot of resources that I use outside of like WGU's just discrete math book. Don't get me wrong, the Zy book is the ultimate outline and guide that you need to pass the class. But then you can take like supplementary YouTube courses for various pieces, and I'll add a couple of those playlists to the description down here at some point because those were vital resources. I kind of, what I did was watched all the videos while I was doing other classes to familiarize myself or remember concepts that I may have forgotten. And then when I actually got close to graduating and getting ready to take this class, I just buckled down, sat down, and worked through every single section in the book that they give you. Now, is WGU comparable to a traditional CS degree? Do the knowledge and skills you gain compare to a computer science degree from a traditional university? Now, school, college, and furthering your education is all based on you as an individual and what you put into it. Most people go to WGU, and I'm not gonna say most people. I'm gonna say a lot of people go to WGU and they hear how you can breeze through your courses, et cetera, and they try to jump in thinking that they're gonna get a computer science degree and then go out here and get a six-figure job. And it doesn't work like that. Like it takes time, dedication, and a strong understanding of just fundamentals, especially with the way AI is now. Like you have to understand fundamentals to have a chance in the job market. Now, did WGU prepare me for that? I believe so because between certain classes like Discrete Math 2 and Computer Systems and Architecture, as well as like saying getting certified with Linux and understanding how to move through the terminal, understanding things like memory and the algorithms. There's a lot of context within the degree, and for me, like it was, for me it worked out. Everybody's different. Like it's right now 3:30 in the morning, and I'm making a video. Like everybody's not going to be up working. I'm literally still working on my other job at 3 in the morning. So it's not like you won't gain the experience. It's more like your schooling is ultimately up to you and what you put into it. I started school in a brick and mortar school. I ended at WGU. I believe that WGU is very viable in the world that we live in, especially in this microwave popcorn society. I also have started my master's at WGU, and I'm pursuing my master's. I started in cybersecurity. I switched it over to computer science to get into the computing systems because I really want to understand like hardware and building things of that nature, especially as AI develops and we get into all this autonomous and intelligent thinking hardware because that's where the world's probably headed. But yes, so I believe that WGU is comparable to a traditional CS degree. It didn't take me 6 months to graduate. It took me a year and a half at WGU specifically. Now, prior to WGU, I already had spent years and years at other schools in a computer science degree while I was in the Navy. So, it's not like I just powered through my degree. I had a lot of expertise and I actually build things. That's the biggest thing. If you find a problem that you really want to solve, and you're coding, any class that you do, any subject that you do, every paper that you write should be something towards your business plan, something towards your project, your end goal for when you graduate. Because now you have a template to follow, a living document to follow as you expand. I think that was all of the questions that I had right there. So yeah, I'm gonna run this back. I'm gonna play this video and see how it sound. I'm probably not gonna make any edits, and I would definitely make more videos. As you can see, I'm all comfortable in the house, chilling, chilling. Just got the hair done. Shout out to Lock In with Bree. Link in the description. Um, but anyway, that's all for now. Peace. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like and subscribe and all that good stuff. You know.